Hey everybody, it's Chris, and tonight's video is going to be a plastic comparison video. With all the Glimmer and Chameleon plastic coming out, I actually had a request saying, how does the new plastic compare to some of the old one? Or stability-wise, how are they going to stack up? So, if you go to my profile, you actually will see that there is a Glimmer Truth review out there, and I'll link it above. And it's pretty comprehensive for the plastics for the Truth, but that's not really comprehensive overall because you need a few more molds. So we'll also have a Chameleon Verdict, which I'll be comparing to a Lucid Verdict, and a Glimmer Felon, and you'll see Lucid-X and a metallic Lucid Felon in that portion as well. Overall, I think both of these plastics are going to be a little bit more overstable than the other runs. The Glimmer and the Chameleon or plastic blends just seem to be a touch more overstable, even compared to Lucid-X it seems, although you're going to see the Felon and the Glimmer and the Lucid-X Felon are pretty close. But they tend to be fairly overstable, so be ready for that. I'm going to go to the footage. I want to do a short intro tonight, so if you have any questions or comments, as always, please put it below so I can get back to you. Otherwise, as always, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. We're over 1,000 subscribers, so go to that video and put your guess in for how many molds in my bag right now, and enjoy the video. Thanks. As a flat throw, just right down the middle, what you're going to see here is that the Glimmer Truth never quite gets up to flat. It wants to hold that hyzer angle, and it does push far left. It's slightly deceptive. There was a right to left wind, and you can tell it just catches the disc and throws it over a little. Next up is a pair of Lucid-X comparisons. This first is again that 80% shot. Just throw it out to the right, let it fade back to center. What you're going to see is the Lucid-X just pops up a little bit higher, flattens out a lot more before kind of stalling to the left as opposed to that harder fade from the Glimmer disc. I think that's an indication of high speed stability. On this one, when you see the Glimmer-X really start to fade, you're going to see the Lucid-X is kind of turning. It's probably partially thrower error, but I just don't think it has the same high speed stability as the Glimmer. Alright, so let's go to the verdicts. This is a Chameleon Verdict on the right. These throws are about 80%, maybe 90%, just a regular throw. You can see the Lucid flips up a little bit, disappears before fading, whereas the Chameleon has that really nice wing tilt. It's not going to go as far, but it has that, is definitely more overstable. This is my favorite throw, this heavy Annie throw, forced over. The Chameleon might have been forced a little bit more than the Lucid, but you can see it fights out of that turn a lot faster. It has a heavy fade to it. Definitely more overstable. And then here's just like a 260-foot approach. You can see the Lucid holds that nice flat line, very predictable, very lucid verdict throw, whereas the Chameleon is on a higher line, and you can see the angle of the wing tilting down a lot faster. Let's move on to Felons. We got Glimmer up top, Lucid-X in the bottom. Both of these are very overstable discs. They're actually pretty close, but I wasn't getting quite as much distance with the Glimmer, which tells me it may have been just a touch more overstable. You can see an aggressive wing tilt on both of those as they come down, just meaning they're trying to fight to the ground, very overstable. Here on this forced turnover, you can see the Lucid Metallic on the right. It's going to hold that turned over line for a lot longer, and that's because it's just not as overstable as the Glimmer. The Glimmer fights out a lot sooner, fades a lot faster, just wants to fight to the ground. Alright, so here's just a simple hyzer with both, thrown about 80%. The Glimmer was thrown with just a touch more hyzer, and that's why it's going to come down a little more aggressively, but you can see the wing tilt on both of these. Both discs are fighting to get down to the ground. Here is a hyzer comparison going to the trash can out in the distance, which is directly behind my body. Apologies for that. You can see the Lucid was thrown with a little more hyzer and just kind of sweeps the entire time, whereas the Glimmer was definitely started flat, wing tilt down. You're going to see it here as well. Lucid-X is thrown a little bit flatter, a little bit wider, but again, you're going to see the wings on both discs tilt. That's that overstability kicking in, and you're going to get a lot of skip from the Lucid-X and a little more distance. Overall, I found the Chameleon and Glimmer to be just a little more overstable than the Lucid-X, and especially more overstable than Lucid. Both are very nice complements to the normal run of discs if you just want a more overstable version of any of them that you already have. If you like this video or found it informative, please feel free to like it, share it, or even subscribe. As always, thanks for watching.